Hey, Sean. Welcome back from the City of Angels. That's what they call it.
He was in heaven?
No, it's just called that. It's a nickname for the city. I think it has something to do with that movie.
More like City of Traffic.
Angels in the Outfield.
I'm glad that's the movie you thought of, because I was thinking the same one.
Yeah, it's an important baseball film. Sean, how much baseball did you watch while you were there?
Oh, man, I watched, none.
What? Oh, so what did you get up to?
I love the pause for counting, too. It's so good.
Yeah, there you go. What did I get up to?
I just watched Moneyball yesterday, so baseball in the brain.
I like that movie.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Oscar-nominated Jonah Hill.
Mm-hmm. First time, he's two-time nominee now.
Yeah,
so.
like, go back like 5 years, people would laugh at you to say that.
Yeah, it's like, I just saw Superbad. Did you know that guy a couple years from now?
Like, I've seen Accepted, and it's funny, but what are you talking about?
He's in a hot dog costume. It's pretty good. That movie's okay. It's so hard.
I am okay with... I own that movie, so that says something about me.
But, okay, so Los Angeles...
Los Angeles, yeah, that's what I did this last weekend. But one step before that, the drive down to Los Angeles was probably, like, the highlight of the trip. So, from San Francisco, there's, like, two main ways of getting to Los Angeles. Number one is the 5, and that's, like, the fast route. That's, like, about a 6-hour drive. It's just flat. It's boring. It goes through... it passed the largest cattle ranch I've ever seen, to the point that I think the cows are literally just standing in their own shit. There's that many cows.
Do you smell this cattle ranch?
Oh, yeah. And it's, it is like, it's like, I'm in a bad spot. Drive faster. And that's what I did coming back up. But going down, you took the Highway 1, which is the coastal route. Way longer, takes about 12 hours to do. So easily twice the distance. But it's because you can't get very much speed because it's really windy.
Okay.
But it is right on the edge of the cliff, on a cliff going out to the ocean. Like, you can't get any closer. Sometimes there's no guardrails. If you're not paying attention, you will just drive into the ocean.
So don't fumble with your iPod or anything while you're driving.
Yeah, no, and like the highest you can get up, they allow you to get up to is around 45 miles an hour, which for you guys is about 80, 90-ish kilometers an hour.
Okay, so
it's not kind of fast, but it's not like, the 120, 130 kilometers an hour that you'd normally be going on a highway.
Right, but this is like efficiency versus like the scenic route. But...
Right, yeah, so I took the scenic route down, I took the efficient route back up.
Okay, but you're saying that drive down was pretty crazy,
Oh,
right?
man, yeah, so first night I stopped in Monterey, and then in the morning I hit Carmel, which is like a picturesque place, like, you know how Banff is kind of like all tidied up and unique looking because it's trying to look really nice?
Well, it's like tourism is their whole business. So.
Right. Carmel seems to be kind of this thing, but less tourists. It's just a really nice place where a lot of rich people like go to retire.
Okay.
I guess. So I'm talking like white sandy beaches, huge beaches. There's apparently like a super duper golf course there. But just some of the most amazing looking houses I've ever seen. Right on the cliff, right by the beach. In fact, on the beach, as I was walking along it, there was this Great Dane. Like, everyone was bringing their dog.
Okay.
There was this Great Dane that I swear, when he's like just standing up on all fours, not even like on his hind legs, just standing on all fours, his head comes up to like my rib cage. He was huge.
So if
he looked like he was having, if he was on his legs, he would easily be over me.
Oh wow.
He looked like he was having the time of his life on that beach.
Were they playing frisbee with him or anything? Or
no, he was just running around, and then 2 other dogs came running up to him, and he was like, "This is a great dog time," and his tongue was hanging out, and he was just running everywhere. I had so much fun watching this dog have so much fun.
You should write a movie about this dog having fun.
About really big Great Dane dogs?
No, this is bad.
Star.
Right?
Just no one voices the dog. It's just a
Marmaduke, the movie at the beach.
I was telling this awesome, sweet story, and then you bring up Marmaduke.
Yeah, I've seen that movie too.
Wait, that's actually a movie.
Yeah,
dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's an entire comic series. But
no, I know it's a series, but I didn't know they had made a movie.
Yeah, no, they made a film adaptation.
And I believe Fergie voices the love interest.
And like one of my favorite comedians, Steve Coogan, is a dog in it, and that bums me out so much. Like, why did he accept that
entire
job?
movie is a giant bummer.
Emma Stone is the voice of the love interest.
I know.
Dog.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ruin every joke in that movie. The dog's too big.
Yeah, that's the. Isn't there blog or something that basically just points out that fact. That's just the joke.
Oh, right. What was that? I think I showed you guys that.
Yeah, you did. It's just like, hey,
what was that?
Marmaduke
like
Explained or something?
Something like that, where it was just where someone was like hyper-analyzing the comic.
It was explaining all the punchlines. It was so
how
good.
Stupid. Yeah. I need to find that again. Holy shit, I haven't thought about that forever, and it's hilarious.
Happy turnaround with that Marmaduke digression.
But anyways, the main point that I bring up this Coastal Highway is I got to stop for like breakfast on this like overhanging thing, seeing like the mist coming in from the ocean, having some eggs Benedict. It was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But the real thing was I was driving along the coast, trying to go as fast as I can. It was like 30 degrees out, not a cloud in the sky, windows down, had like music blasting out my car. There was literally a moment where I felt like I was in a racing game.
F-Zero, right?
No, well, I was thinking more like a Forza Horizon kind of thing, but it was just like
USA.
Yeah, like it was literally like it was like a perfect storm of amazingness.
Mm-hmm.
But Los Angeles was also cool. I went to the beach, biked along the beach. I got a sunburn, so that's awesome. It's March, so whoa.
Sorry, weirdly specific question.
It's officially spring now, so.
You were biking in Los Angeles. Did at any point you feel like, man, I need a guidebook to know how to do this better?
No, it's 2014, so I have a phone.
Yeah, I know. Like there's a series of guidebooks for cyclists going to specific cities, and I was just like, why do you need that? Like, just I don't. Is that really a concern? Is bike paths? Isn't it pretty self-explanatory?
My mom, who likes to use maps.
Oh, okay.
So,
we also have maps, so I guess that section is for a certain.
I have an app called Maps.
Yeah, me too.
And I have an app called Google Maps, so I'm covered.
Yeah.
But it's for people like my mom who don't fully trust the internet.
So just have a backpack with
don't
maps
have
in it.
signal, but you know.
I guess that too.
I guess that's true, but I'm in Los Angeles. I'm pretty sure I'll have a signal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyways, beach was awesome. Took a dive in the ocean. Nice and cold. I had a pretty good weekend. How was your guys' weekend?
It's pretty sweet. Video games. I played a lot of those.
I had to clean my apartment because I had an apartment inspection to make sure I didn't get kicked out.
Oh, we went clothes shopping at this weird store downtown that basically reminded me of a Wes Anderson movie. It was just like, oh, this is just all the props and.
Oh, it's like super like bold colors or whatever.
Yeah, Northwest, like just hipsterville kind of stuff. But I bought pants and weird pajamas, so
I'm in the movie Her.
Yeah, I'm there totally. I was like, if I hike these pants up a lot, that would be perfect. Like, they just need to start catering to that. But yeah, I guess I fit right in there. They were also playing Kavinsky music, and I was like, oh, he has a new album. Like, it was just perfect. Like, that store was just like, we have you figured out. And yeah.
Are you saying you're a hipster, or what are you saying?
I think I accidentally stumbled in there. Like, it was just like, oh, this is actually the clothing store that
actually,
I found my people.
Or found out you were actually a hipster all along.
I don't know. Both. Sure, but it was fun times. So yeah, there was that and eating breakfast at this diner we like. So fun times. John, what did you do? What did you eat?
What did I eat?
Yeah, now that we're Eggs Benedict was also factoring into this.
Eggs Benedict is my favorite kind of eggs.
It's pretty good. John, did you have Eggs Benedict this weekend?
No, I did not.
That would have been cool. That would have been awesome if you did.
Yeah. I had like Subway this weekend. That was about it. It was the fanciest thing I had.
I had a chocolate brownie milkshake and a burger in LA.
Where?
I'm trying. It was like called like Burger Lounge or something like that.
Okay.
You got a brownie at a burger lounge?
No, it was a chocolate brownie milkshake.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You missed that first part.
I'm sure they probably sold brownies too. I'm not sure. And I'll never know.
You could buy a brownie in the shape of a burger. There you go.
Did I also see a film or something? Oh, yeah, I did. I saw the movie Enemy, and it was amazing, but in a really weird way.
I want to go see the Grand Budapest Hotel.
That's that's out where you are, but yeah, shortly it'll be here. Sorry, Enemy. Did you see Prisoners last year?
No. Is that the one with Hugh Jackman?
With Hugh Jackman, yeah. It's the same director as that. That's why I bring it up. And Jake Gyllenhaal's in it, too. In fact, he's in it twice, and that's the whole point of the movie.
You spoil it?
He sees his doppelganger. No, it's in the trailer. But
okay.
Why that is happening and what's going on, like, it was really surreal and strange in a way I was really happy about. So yeah, it's nightmarish though. Like it was like, oh, I had a recurring nightmare like this when I was a kid. Amazing. This is creeping me out in a super perfect way. So
okay, I'm just grabbing the reins because we got to move on. So speaking of nightmares, welcome to the top-down perspective.
Yeah, there's video games that feature nightmares. Los Angeles, I was gonna do an LA Noire thing eventually. You could just
Eventually?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this Google Doc again, and like, let's go.
All right. Hey guys, this is Nathan. I think I'm hosting, but I'm not so sure. Sean is here. Sean Booker.
March 20th.
It's March 20th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. That happened already.
Oh
John,
man, on St. Patrick's Day there was a giant block party in downtown San Francisco.
Oh, okay. I didn't see any parties happening around here, but hey, John.
Hey.
Welcome. You're also here.
Hi.
You know, to hand the reins over a little bit, why don't you once again start by telling us what games you played in the last 7 days?
Still playing Bravely Default.
Have you beat it yet?
No.
Well, once you do, we'll do that spoiler cast.
I got to the final chapter finally.
Okay.
Sean, you started skipping side quests by the end of the game, right?
As soon as the second half started, I was like, no thank you.
You made the right choice in skipping the side quest in Chapter 8.
Yeah.
Imagine, I'm trying to say this in the least spoiler way possible.
I understand like a lot of things start teaming up. That's what I was reading.
Imagine a boss gauntlet followed by another boss gauntlet.
Yeah.
But
you
you're fighting multiple...
Gauntlet.
You're fighting... Oh, yes, that's true, too.
You're just throwing the word gauntlet around. It's just like, oh, wait. But, okay, yes, gauntlets.
Stop adding things to the news section.
I'm not going to.
I actually got stuck in the side quests, and it's thanks to someone from who was watching one of the streams pointing out a decent team setup for me that I only got through it, because I literally was dying in one turn. That's how much I was getting my ass kicked.
That game sometimes does that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a major shout out to Zexian Fan for actually saving my ass on that.
Cool. So I guess this time next week you'll probably be finished then if you're on the final chapter.
Yeah, because I'm gonna do the bonus dungeon, and then it's straight to the final boss.
Are you doing the bonus dungeon before the boss?
Yeah.
Can you do? Okay.
I don't know if you can do it after. So.
Well, yeah. Once you beat the game, you can continue from right before the final boss. So.
Can? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you should just beat the final boss so we can talk about it.
But
still, don't worry.
Generally, or is it just like, are you still enjoying generally, or is it just like, I'm so far in, I need to put the final nail on this? And
I'm waiting to put the final nail on the game right now.
Okay.
If not, Zexian pretty much just saved me from just being sick of the game. Like the team that he showed me, I was partly on my way to building up. Like out of the 4 characters, one of them had pretty much become what was recommended, and the second one was halfway there. But I didn't think to do the plan that he showed, and it's actually a really good plan. So hopefully tomorrow or the next day I'll be done it, but we'll see. Okay. On top of that, I'm also playing South Park: The Stick of Truth.
I plan to play that too.
I'm probably going to play that within the next week, but I guess is that contrasting really nicely? It's like, oh, it's an RPG, but it's not packed with kind of padding. It's just focused.
Yeah, it's a little bit better, but it's a little jarring because it's an Obsidian game and it's buggy as hell.
Is it actually?
I've had multiple points where I've had to restart the game.
Really?
Yeah.
I just didn't hear a lot of people okay, are you doing side stuff or something, running weird holes or?
The tutorial broke on me.
Amazing. Okay.
It's like it was showing me how to counterattack. It's like, oh, you block all these attacks and then you counterattack. I blocked all the attacks and then they never said anything. Everyone just stayed there staring at each other really awkwardly. It was actually kind of funny.
Okay. That's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Obsidian QA departments maybe needs.
Does not exist. I'm convinced it does not exist.
That's too bad, but I don't know. What have you done so far? How far are you?
I'm not sure how long the game is, but I'm on the second day.
I heard around
a dozen hours or something.
Yeah, 12 is what I was hearing.
I've probably put 5 in.
Okay.
But I've also been taking my time in the first part. But once you're done taking your time in the first part, it gets really streamlined because then you're like, all right, it's either straight to something or a side quest. I don't really need to explore most areas anymore.
Okay. Is it doing that show thing? Is it oh yeah, that TV show I like?
Yeah, there's like a ton of references to older shows. Like it is just a giant collection of references, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I plan to play it when I get some free time. Here's the twist: never watched South Park.
What?
That's gonna be a weird experience then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna know anyone.
It's like they're name dropping like Scott Tenorman and
Well,
stuff.
I'll know the stuff that's like surfaced into like popular culture.
Okay.
But apart from that, nope.
Hmm. Maybe it'll
still be a fun game, but I think you might not get as much value out of it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what I'm gonna get out of it.
But now I'm trying to think, like, would someone who's like, who's Batman? What is that? And then they play Arkham Asylum, would they still have a fun time? Probably, right? Like, it's just a good stealth game. So, in theory...
Or they'll be like, RPG. Whatever, I've played stealth games, I'm gonna go back to Splinter Cell.
What's with this dumb outfit? Sam Fisher
yeah.
have no
Sam Fisher doesn't dress like a bat? What an idiot!
Yeah, maybe this person exists in theory, and I don't know. But, okay. Yeah, I guess we'll talk more about Stick of Truth in the future. But I don't know, anything standing out to you, like features or like gameplay mechanics or anything? Or
it plays like kind of like Paper Mario in a way, like the whole like time your blocks and then like counterattacks.
Mm-hmm.
Time your attacks correctly, you'll do more damage, stuff like that.
So like Mario and Luigi, the RPGs.
That too, yeah, like the Super Mario RPGs, Paper Mario stuff. So. It feels good. The timing has been a little janky on some moves. I've had points where I've pressed the button and it doesn't recognize me pressing the button, and I don't do an attack as a result. But
are you playing on PS3 or
playing on PS3? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't really read much into the console versions. Like if there's
from what I had heard, the PS3 version was the better of the two console versions, but the PC was the best version.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna play because Paul has that one. So.
Yeah, I just didn't want to. I figured I wasn't going to play it much. PC gaming really is only payday for me at this point.
Your payday machine?
It's free weekend for people who don't know what
it is.
It's
payday's like 66% off on sale, and they added a new mission today. So.
Wow. Okay. Well-supported community. So cool.
That's it for me.
Okay. Sean, you didn't play a lot this week, huh?
I didn't. Well, my entire weekend was packed, so...
Okay.
But no, I did not play much. I only played Professor Layton, and I honestly didn't even play that much of that. I'm only
just
like
the trip and everything. Just
yeah, the trip, and then just having to do stuff after work. So
it's like dog watching. That's the real star.
Yeah, that was the best thing.
But so, like, what's happening? Can you give us a basic setup about what Layton's up to, or?
Well, like story stuff, there's a mystery. We're trying to uncover the greatest mystery of all, or whatever.
Wait, there's a mystery? What?
Yeah, I know, right? Whoa.
Is there a mysterious object or place that it's centered?
There's like a whole bunch of them, yeah.
What? Oh man, that's awesome.
You actually have to travel the world. You're not. This is probably the biggest difference from the other Professor Layton games. Is you're not in one place. You have an airship that you can go anywhere in the world to.
Oh, so it's
right now jungle.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, airships, yeah. Rich lineage of airship games.
So, again, I haven't put too much time into it, but I'm enjoying the puzzles. They're, it's Professor Layton. Yep.
Comfort
One thing I will say, I have not encountered anyone who is also playing this game, so the street passing is useless to me. Which the street pass also doesn't sound fun. What you can do is, you know how you can find hint coins in random spots?
Yeah.
And then they introduced like a collection where you could find like basically junk. It did nothing really. It was just, here's more things to find. They have like another step of that again. So they have the hint coins, they have the junk, and now they just have like, I don't know what they're called, items or something, where it's like, oh, you found the fire hydrant by selecting the fire hydrant. Great. Oh, you found the snowman. It's just, there's items. And what you do is you can set up challenges of like, to street pass someone and be like, hey, can you find these 3 items? And then over the course of their game, if they come across the fire hydrant and they know they're looking for it, they can select it. And I don't really think they really get anything for doing that. So it kind of sounds awful, but no one's playing the game, so I can't really test that out.
Okay.
It's all cosmetic, right?
No, it's nothing. It's literally just things to find.
No, like you find them and then it unlocks things for you to buy or something like that. That's what I remember them saying in the
like a hat or a scarf or something.
It's like some trophies and stuff to display in a home, I think is what they said.
Oh, sort of like Curious Village or something.
I don't have the home, but maybe
There's some cosmetic. There's you buy cosmetic things. It's basically just
deck out your airship.
Status.
Maybe
It's a status thing for some reason.
Yeah,
get a new toaster cozy for your.
Again, I haven't done much
toaster.
with it because no one's street passing with me, but I'll have to maybe look into it again.
Just keep walking by a bunch of Best Buys. It'll be good.
I'm in downtown San Francisco every day. Like, it's pretty populated, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Okay. I guess as for stuff I played, right after last week's show, I finished Remember Me. So if you remember, I was like 3/4.
I don't remember Me.
Yeah. See, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's go, everybody.
The big bucks.
Yeah. That game just kind of kept going a little past the point where I was like, I thought it would. I was like, oh, I'll finish this up. This seems to be wrapping up, and it took like 3 hours or something. But I was just like, no, if I don't finish this right now, I'm going to lose interest and never play it again. So I just kind of fought through it, and some crazy stuff happens, and it did kind of make me just realize how easily video games can throw crazy stuff at you, and it doesn't even faze you. But it was, yeah, weird things. You remix a remix at one point, and I think I'll leave it at that as how silly that game goes.
Like a remix as in like music?
No, you remix memories, right? So you're remixing
okay.
an incident where a remix happened,
so
and
it's
like
Inception.
It folds in on itself. This dumb.
I heard you liked remixes. So
Yeah.
remix. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The story kind of was still kind of interesting, and those cutscene moments specifically where you're changing things are probably my favorite thing in that game. But yeah, there's so many terrible collectibles in that game. Like, kind of reminded me of like Alan Wake or something. Of just like, hey, like this is a linear action game, but there's a thing over here, and I knew I was not interested in those, so I just kind of ran past them. Got like 4 out of 55 or something. But yeah, that's kind of how that game tries to stretch out its running time a bit. But overall, I guess I still liked it. But it's a pretty simple beat 'em up kind of thing with a cool sci-fi setting. Then Towerfall Ascension. I played a few hours of that. A lot of it.
Title.
The Ouya has finally come to other platforms. Like basically, like the thing people cared about is available everywhere now, and it's pretty awesome. Like it's especially fun, obviously multiplayer. Like it's mostly Brittany and I playing it 1v1, and recently I've taken to just kind of throwing randomized kind of elements in it, so like different arrow types and like changing the frequency of item drops and all this stuff, which kind of keeps it pretty fresh. And
is there any kind of single player component?
There's actually a decent, okay. Unlike, I guess, some of the other local multiplayer-only kind of stuff that's come out, this at least tried to kind of flesh out its single-player a little bit. Like, I played through the Nidhogg one, but that takes like an hour, and it's kind of just fight all these AI guys. This has kind of wave-based, like, dudes attacking you and different enemy types and stuff, and there's like 10 stages, but I'm at like stage 4, and it gets like nuts hard. And you can play that co-op like 2 players versus all these like hordes of enemies that keep kind of pouring through the stage. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. But there's that, and then there's also like really Smash Brothers like target busting thing.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's like time. It's like you have like 6 seconds to get platinum on this target smash, and you're just trying to like race through and smash these 6 targets with your arrows and weird power-ups and stuff. And man, it's also pretty challenging, but there's stuff there. Like if you want to just mess around with it single player, it has a few things there. But
cool.
Like the star of the show is the multiplayer, and like I still look forward to playing that with a big group of people. Like it has potential to be quite a bit of fun.
Like eventually we have to do like a local multiplayer night because of all these stupid games
like,
that I can't do much with.
They would make a great addition to kind of a game night type thing, like just like, hey, I brought some controllers, let's just put this on in the corner, and yeah, it would be pretty cool. And yeah, Luftrausers, the Vlambeer game, I picked that up this week.
What is this? I keep hearing about it, but I don't know anything about it.
I played it quite a while ago at like E3 and stuff too. It was on the Vita there, but I don't know. I think PAX was the first time I played it. Anyway, what it is just a shooter, like a bullet hell kind of thing. You're an airplane and you blow up ships and also airplanes, and occasionally a big giant Zeppelin blimp thing comes down and it has tons of guns on it. And like it just has pretty tight controls, cool, like upgrades and stuff, and you just kind of fly around and shoot stuff and get combos and try to kind of best yourself and unlock new upgrades and stuff. And I don't know, it's kind of reminding me a little bit of like Time Pilot and how you curl around in the air, but you're also kind of just, its big thing is stalling. Like you just kind of stop your engine and then just kind of turn around, you're falling through the air shooting stuff, and then you pick up again. And it's really snappy. Like it's like within 5 seconds of pressing start on that game, you are playing that game, and after you fail a round or something or you blow up, you can just press up and like skip the stat screen, all that stuff, and just take off again and just get right back in it. So like it'll kind of just pull me in.
Doesn't it have a cool like intro, like press up to something or whatever?
Well, the intro is just like a 3-second cutscene of just like dudes crowding around a radar display and then being like, and then it's on. Like it's just on. So,
right, but don't they say something that's like press up to and then like roust or something? Yeah, press up to roust.
I guess that's the first time you ever play it. I blew right past that, and I've never seen it again. But yeah, it also has all these different kind of upgrades you can get for your plane, and each combination of them has its own name. And I think, like, I was under this impression when I started playing it, and I'm no longer convinced it's true because no one else has mentioned it, but I think I'm hearing right. It changes the music like a little bit, like depending on your combination of stuff, like kind of adds a different layer to the soundtrack, because it's kind of like the same default track but different kind of remixes of it or something, like different kind of elements are layered in depending on what you're doing. Or maybe it's just when I'm doing really well, I have a good layout, so then I notice how far the track can go. I'm not sure. But the music's kind of, also a cool element to it. But yeah, it's just snappy, very arcade-like, and I don't know. It's been pretty fun. That has been kind of, especially on the Vita, I've enjoyed that version the most. I have it cross-play, so it's also on PS3. They don't seem to sync, though, necessarily, like the upgrades and stuff I've unlocked, so I'm kind of playing it 2 times simultaneously.
That's
like
the worst.
Stuff. It's a little silly, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just, hey, I'm out here in the living room. I could be playing it on here, but I got my TV, so I just kind of, I don't know.
I want to play it. It definitely does sound cool.
Yeah, it's just hunting for scores and such, and I guess you can kind of change the look of it and stuff as it goes on. But yeah, but I guess sort of the big release this past week was Metal Gear Solid 5: Ground Zeroes.
Ooh. Cool. What are you playing it on?
I am playing that on PlayStation 3.
So what did that cost?
It cost $20 because I downloaded it.
So that's the cheapest version, right? That's gen the cheapest, and download?
Yeah, that's the cheapest way to get it, which might influence kind of how I feel about it, because if I paid $40 for the game, might be a little.
And the only way to do that would have been current gen disc based, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which I did. Actually, no, wait. I think it's $30. I'm pretty sure they dropped the price of it.
Really?
I think.
Okay.
I
thought it was 30
for
this gen.
I'm pretty sure current gen got dropped down to the same price as physical last gen.
So last gen, yeah, sorry.
So now they're both 30 in store.
Okay, well, I mean, initially I felt maybe a little burned because like everyone's saying like, oh man, it's like the shortest game ever. I beat it. Like there's video of a dude beating the game in 10 minutes. I would honestly look at it as that dude beat a mission in 10 minutes, but it's kind of the main mission. But there's like more stuff in the same environment. Like they kind of basically have one like place everything takes place in, but they do a bunch of different stuff with that environment. So depending how into like just going back and doing more stuff you're like up for, you could get a lot of stuff out of this game. Like, I've probably played it for like 3 hours. But my first.
Are you saying you are really into going back and doing more? Like how long did it take you to beat it?
Well, to beat the core Ground Zeroes mission, it took me like 44 minutes. So it's not very long.
That. Something close to 44 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's exactly like there's a stat screen that shows you. It's just like, okay, like 43 minutes and 48 seconds or something. It was like pretty like right there. And like I got a B though, so I only unlocked a certain amount of stuff. And I don't know. Honestly, like part of what I want to say is like I am a person who bought Metal Gear VR missions and felt okay about it. So like I am not
VR missions had a lot of content though, to be fair.
This also does. It's just kind of you have to be okay with not a lot of like the story stuff you're accustomed to in a Metal Gear game. Like there's like maybe 15 minutes of cutscene stuff,
That's the best part, and arguably the only thing I care about.
Exactly. So I'm kind of at that point now where I'm like going back through these other missions, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, but the thing I want is like Snake talking and weird like stuff going on, and like all this mystery, and basically all of that you get is in the first cutscene, which basically just seems to be setting up the enemy that will be in Phantom Pain, which is this dude named Skullface.
Okay, so I have 4 points I would like your opinion on.
Okay.
First off, how close is this to like a Case Zero type thing?
Pretty close in terms of, small area, but going back through it is the fun to be had, but unfortunately
like a paid demo, kind of more than a demo.
It's a bit more than a demo. There's some.
That's what I'm saying. Well, Case Zero was more than a demo, but it was still kind of.
I liked Case Zero a lot. I also paid $5 for Case Zero.
Mm.
So I kind of wish, they are being, not.
Wasn't Case Zero prices. Always $5?
Yeah, it was always. It launched really cheap.
Yeah, I liked Case Zero too. I'm not trying to underline Case Zero. I just mean like thematically.
Yeah, like as it's positioned, sure, it's kind of. That's a good comparison point, I guess. It is like a bite-sized version of what will eventually come out.
But just 4 to 6 times as much.
It is, but
nice.
Yeah, their kind of justification for it, like there is a kind of I will say the other missions are very different. Like the one mission is just like, hey, you got to rescue these 2 prisoners. That's like the main thing that happens in Ground Zeroes. That has like a couple cutscenes in it and stuff, but that it's about an hour experience. The other, the next mission I did was like basically just an all-out assault via helicopter on the base during the daytime, and it was just like, oh, this is like a Call of Duty level or something. This is like totally different experience, and it's just like you need to get in there and blow up this thing. And I was like, okay, so then it's just like, no, that was actually, you're escorting a Jeep that has like a dude you're trying to extract from the mission site, and then he's driving along and you're blowing up all these Jeeps and stuff and shooting guys, and then you get out of the helicopter, grab him, and then throw him back in. It's kind of almost like Mercenaries or something. Like just like levels, like you're just doing mercenary like tactic stuff, and Snake is involved in all of them. And by Snake, I guess I mean Big Boss, but they just call him Snake.
Okay, second point.
Yeah.
As I try and remember all my points.
Okay.
I understand it handles much differently than Metal Gear. Like it's almost just an action shooter now.
Yeah, like
in terms of controls.
The mechanics and such definitely feel more conventional third-person shooter than it ever has before. And like, kind of my first thing I ever did was just kind of like, all right, let's just go all out, see how I can handle this. And I was like taking down a whole bunch of dudes, like pretty, like without much mess or whatever. Like it handled pretty well in terms of that. Like just left.
So is this a stealth game?
Yeah, it's absolutely a stealth game though.
Okay.
Like you're tagging dudes, and then they kind of like show up on your map, and you're sneaking around. And like the camouflage and stuff, they just kind of be like, if you hide in grass, that is natural camouflage, so you're just hidden. Like you're not changing your outfit or anything. But yeah, like I'm doing a lot of the Metal Gear stuff. I haven't hidden inside a box yet, so that's kind of a key Metal Gear thing that hasn't happened. But yeah, hiding behind crates and just kind of leaning up against walls and all that kind of stuff, like holding up dudes, grabbing dudes, and kind of interrogating them and all that kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of Metal Gear Z type gameplay in there. It's just kind of more modern feeling, I guess.
All right, so that brings up the third point.
Yeah.
Your radio.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
talking key Metal Gear stuff, this Metal Gear like. All right, so how's the radio?
You press L2 to kind of just talk to home base, and it makes the codec kind of sound, but it's never going to the screen of like 2 faces talking to each other. It is always in world, you just kind of talking, and like you're doing like listening to tapes and stuff, but you're also just kind of pressing
audio logs.
Basically audio logs. They seem to kind of lean on those kind of heavy as like.
So there's no codec, right?
Yeah, no traditional codec. Which honestly, like, I almost look at the codec as like a necessity of its time in terms of how much story is going on, like in those PS2 games. It's like we can't fit that much cutscene on a disc, so this one's going to be static 2 faces, and it's just going to be talking. Like I don't, it's different. Seeing it just
wouldn't say that. Like Metal Gear Rising came out, and the only thing John did with that game was codec.
I cut a chopper.
You did cut a chopper.
Like it glitched out that fucking bridge run.
Yeah, that bridge run.
Yeah, that bridge run is weird, but anyway.
Yeah,
Regardless.
I didn't finish Rising, I guess, so I don't know how this contrasts to other recent Metal Gear stuff in terms of codec. But yeah, actually I do. It doesn't use the codec in the traditional way at all. It is all in-world audio that you're listening to. Like, you're constantly Snake walking around.
Finger up on your ear, walking slowly, talking to Anya.
Not even. Like, you can book it. Like, actually, that's the sprint feature is kind of one of the cool things to stealth, because it's like, the spotlight will sweep across the yard, and then you just mad dash in the shadows and then throw yourself into some bushes, and it's like, okay, like that's a little different, but that kind of makes sense. Like, that was a cool thing.
Is this Solid Snake or is this Boss?
This is Boss. This is the mid-70s. Most of this game takes place in 75.
Big Boss now?
Probably like...
Does he have a mustache? Like, does he look like Metal Gear Solid 4?
Yeah, he looks kind of... No, he's not all gray. He's probably in his, like, late 40s, mid-50s or something. Like, he looks... Peace Walker and stuff's a little before this. I guess this follows up on Peace Walker.
Yeah, this is a direct follow-up to Peace Walker.
Which is a follow-up to Portable Ops, which is the only one that I played a little bit of.
So some of those characters, like Huey and Miller, I guess, are just kind of in there casually, and you're supposed to know who they are. And I was like,
well, Miller's referencing, like, Metal Gear Solid 1, so...
Who is Huey or Miller?
Miller.
Okay. Okay, my bad then, I guess. But Huey was the one where it's just like, they just keep going, like, he's just talking to you, and you're just like, okay. And if you read through your iDroid, they lean real heavy on the iDroid. That is your kind of mission computer or something, and it's also what you're listening to tapes and stuff on, getting intel through. So I guess that's almost replacing the codec, but... I mean, yeah, I guess I can boot up a screen where I'm just looking at pictures and dossiers and stuff and having a voice talk to me, but it's called the iDroid now. So, yeah, maybe that's part of that, too. What was the fourth point, I guess?
Fourth one is Keith Sutherland.
That is just kind of like this slow, stinging thing that I don't like. And, I mean, it's just a petty thing, but I am so used to the David Hayter voice that, like, the game starts with a cutscene, and it's just like, as soon as Snake's talking, you're just like, man, I don't... Alright.
You are not Snake. You're not my Snake.
You're not the Snake, I know. Like, and, you know, hearing the justification for it being like, oh, well, we're rebooting the franchise. Like, this is a reboot, fresh slate. This is, like, new Metal Gear.
What's the 7th game?
I know, and I'm like, dude, like, there's a timeline in the game that has, like, lays on...
this Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, like, it's, like, obviously just another one in the same continuum. Like, this is more Metal Gear. It's just they took out a key part of that for me. So, yeah, there are moments where, like, Kiefer Sutherland just kind of bums me out. Specifically, I brought it up on Twitter. When you use first aid spray, he kind of does this thing, and it's so terrible. Like, it's just really bad, and I hate it. Whereas, like, you know...
But
like,
don't you have regenerating health now?
You do. Like, so you just kind of hide behind cover and you will kind of heal, except if you're really, really, really hurt, you need to press triangle in a safe spot, and you spray.
Is it kind of like a thing where you can only heal a certain amount?
So, like, kind of like what they did in 3.
I think it's just like you screwed up and you're like critically damaged, so you need to kind of bring your... like, or sort of like the Far Cry thing where... you have gone below 1 health, so now it won't regenerate the whole way. It'll only regenerate to 1. Sort of like that, but it's just the screen gets bloody and kind of burnt looking. But I guess, yeah, it's... I guess, yeah, final thing on Kiefer Sutherland, I really don't understand why they changed that. I don't like that they changed that, but I am an old, staunch, grouchy fan, so I don't know. This game isn't catering to me anymore, which bums me out. But, yeah.
What if it's like what people are thinking and they just have Keither voicing Big Boss and then like there's some appearance of Snake? Like, or some allusion to Snake and it's still a hater?
That would be weird to me at this point because he's like a clone, but if it's just like, hey, the first time Solid Snake appears in this series, he opens his mouth and it's David Hayter, I would fist pump that moment. I'd be like, yeah! So if they're like setting up that moment for Phantom Pain, I'll take it, but...
Okay, I have a Metal Gear Solid, I guess, story question.
Okay.
In what game or between which games does Big Boss get cloned? Like, when does Solid Snake exist?
After 3.
After 3.
After 3.
Also after 5, because this takes place in 75 and Les Enfants Terribles ends in 77.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
So does that mean Portable Ops, Peace Walker, and 5 are before 3?
Yeah. No, they're after 3, before 5.
Okay, so 5 is the most recent thing coming on before Solid Snake.
Before Solid Snake, yes.
So it takes place between 5 and Metal Gear Solid? Or Metal Gear, I should say?
Yes. It takes place before Metal Gear.
So we haven't actually seen it happen yet?
No.
Okay, alright.
I'm sure that'll be a key.
That's probably the ending of 5 proper. Phantom Pain is probably going to end with the Les Enfants project. Because that would technically be the end of Big Boss's timeline, and then it would go right into Metal Gear 1 and Snake.
Yeah. Man, now that I'm thinking about like what actually happened in the core mission of Ground Zeroes, like, you probably should play this if you're going to play Phantom Pain, because I'm pretty sure it's setting up a thing in Phantom Pain, like, based on the trailers and stuff I've seen. Okay. But, yeah, like, honestly, this is, like, for Metal Gear fans only, pretty much, and even that might not be entirely to your liking because of the Kiefer Sutherland thing, but honestly, the core thing people are complaining about of it just being one mission or whatever, like, I feel okay about that. It is, like, a really detailed area they have made that is pretty sprawling and has a bunch of different kind of things for you to do in it. And it's kind of just just showing off, like, hey, look at how good this looks. And, like, I'm playing on PS3 last-gen stuff, and I'm still kind of impressed sometimes of just, like, man, that looks sharp. Like, that's some good weather effects. Or, you know, like, there's a lot going on right now, and it's not causing any problems. Like, it's just like the island is just stocked with like 40 guards, and they're just always in there. It's almost like a giant Arkham Asylum stealth area or something. But,
I heard some people compare it to the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2, the tanker area.
Sure, yeah. Like, it was kind of bringing that back as well, of just like, this is a kind of bite-sized area that you can do stuff in, and like, you can mess around in the tanker chapter for quite a while, but if you want to just beeline right through it, it won't take very long. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. There's some nice trimmings there that I am fine with spending what I have, but like, it's kind of a very particular case. Like, it's getting some middling kind of reviews and stuff out there, and I get it. Like, this is not for everybody, but like, the core stuff, like just kind of how they're handling item management and like the core mechanics of just running around and doing all the stuff, like, I'm like, okay, like, I will play a full game with these mechanics. Like, this seems like some good ideas in here. So,
did you feel like this was worth it though? Like, are you proud? Are you fine with this? This specific one.
I mean, they had me already. Like, you know, it's just like, I am already curious enough. So sure. Okay. I guess maybe like I would have liked more just straight up narrative kind of content. Like, this does seem a little trivial in a way. Like, the stuff that goes on in this seems kind of side story. Like, it's just like, this is not integral, and also there's like no closure in the major stuff because it's kind of just a prologue. So yeah, I feel about the same way I felt about like the VR missions, honestly. Like, level of excitement is around there, which is not like, yeah, that was a really satisfying Metal Gear campaign. It's more just like, all right, there's some okay stuff in there, and I like Metal Gear, so this looks and sounds like Metal Gear. I'll deal with that. It's not, yeah, I'm not like glowing with admiration over it, but it was decent. So, and I'm still messing around with some of the other stuff. Like, I got an A in one of the side ops. So I unlocked some new guns, and I can go back and blow up some trucks or something. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's fast become, like, after that core story mission, now it's kind of just a podcast game. Like, it's just like, I will run around in this weird stealth area and have, like, something on like, the side. So, yeah. But that's it for games I played this week.
All right.
20th. So let's move on to the news mountain. It grew pretty fast.
Yeah, I had a few in the back burner waiting to get on here.
Okay.
So I'll go through. Basically, I put everything on here. Even your Igarashi one, I had that ready to go. But anyway,
okay,
let's go with that one first because I already mentioned it. So the main Castlevania man at Konami, Igarashi, has decided to leave. He started his own studio.
Mm-hmm.
Even though,
which like everyone's doing it. So like everyone will do it. It seems like. One kind of interesting thing people were mentioning is maybe he's kind of doing what the Mega Man guy did, and was just like, I want to make my own Castlevania game, so I'll just kickstart it. That would be interesting.
Yeah, like maybe that's why we haven't seen a traditional side-scrolling Castlevania in a while, is they weren't letting that happen, so it's just like, alright, well, I'm going to go and make what I wanted to.
Iga was the main guy working on those, and he'd been relegated over to the mobile market for Konami for a while.
Yeah, I guess I was hearing Facebook games and stuff.
Yeah, he was doing a bunch of Facebook stuff or something.
Kind of weird, but...
apparently he wanted to do it in an interview I read on Kotaku, so...
Like, he was okay, you're saying that stuff was actually of interest to him? It wasn't like a...
He I guess, just wanted to shake things up a bit.
Okay.
Right, but if he was being interviewed, I doubt his parent company would be like, feel free to tell him you're not enjoying this, or like... He wouldn't say, like, no, I actually hate it, but, you know, don't tell my boss. Wait, this is going on the internet?
Yeah.
So, like, who knows what that is?
It is a little weird to see kind of, like, Japanese developers do this, because, like, there was a history of just, you stay with your company. Like, I know the guy who invented Pac-Man was just kind of a low-rung employee there for decades after, and you're just like, what? How does that happen? Like, well, tradition, you need to stick with be loyal. Whereas now it's like, hey, there's precedent for going and doing your own thing if you have a big enough name. So that's kind of
cool. John, as arguably the only guy of the three of us still playing Castlevania games, what would you like to see him do?
I'd like him to go back to like a good solid 2D Metroidvania style game.
So you'd be excited about like if he went to Kickstarter and basically made a thematic or a spiritual successor, just like the Mega Man dude?
Yeah, I'd totally be down for that.
There's a trailer actually for that game that came out too, like Inafune's game. So
Mighty Number 9.
Yeah. So that could happen. I guess like GDC's happening, so he did a talk there. So that's been also the kind of underlying news of this whole week. Has just been like somebody you've heard of talked at GDC, and it's just like, okay, cool. Like I can't see that.
Yeah, I think he actually did a talk that had Metroidvania in the title and stuff.
Yeah.
What if he went and just started work on Shadow Complex 2?
Yep. No,
I would be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't mind. Please.
Chair's just done with it at this point. They just hand it off to him.
He just realized, it's like, man, I made Symphony of the Night, and then the next best one, Shadow Complex, but they're not doing it. Sorry, guys, I got work somewhere else to do. And then he just busted into Chair's door, and he was like, what is wrong with you people? Let's get going.
Sci-fi whip in it. It's like a laser whip.
Yeah, that's his hat and his whip.
Yeah. I don't know. That's potentially cool stuff. Will eventually come of this.
That makes me think, like, I'm trying to think of other kind of Japanese developers of that era. Like, who else could just kind of, like, break off and do a spiritual successor? And I'm trying to think of, like, what if, like, the Sonic dude did this? Where he was like, no, guys, I got it. Like, I'm thinking, did he?
Technically, he left Sega. Yuji Naka. Yeah.
What's he doing now?
Last thing he did that I remember is, like, Ivy the Kiwi.
I remember Let's Tap. Wasn't that him? Wasn't that?
I think that was Sega.
Yeah, I love that game.
But okay, I'm just trying to think. Like Sonic is just like dead to me.
Right.
Like, I think the one thing that could get me back on board if he did like one of these Kickstarter, like, no guys, I know the secret sauce, and I was holding back. Like that's probably the one last chance I could possibly give Sonic.
I don't think that would be the case. I feel like it's probably
just
like...
Think of it this way, all right? It's like a gritty reboot, but it's a black hedgehog. Like, he's got so much attitude, this
He's got guns and he drives a motorcycle.
He's got... Yeah! Like, he doesn't even need to run that fast because he's got guns! Where's that game that I own for the GameCube?
Yep. That already happened.
Yeah.
I'm trying to... Like, I'm looking up the Parappa guy. Masaya Matsura, but I guess he's kind of been doing his own rhythm games.
What about you, John? Is there an older Japanese developer from that era that you would love to see break off?
Where's the Katamari dude?
I think last I heard he left for a while to make Playgrounds, and he came back, and I think he's doing mobile games as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I know. He's I think last I heard is he was doing like an online game, like not on Facebook, but a different social game.
Kita Takahashi.
That's right. He totally left to do Playgrounds, and I love that story.
Yeah.
Like just I've made a few of these games.
He's working on Glitch in Vancouver.
What is Glitch?
browser-based, massively multiplayer online game.
That's the game I remember him saying. Yeah.
By the Flickr founder.
Didn't realize it was in Vancouver though.
So yeah, Japanese developers are doing strange things, and Igarashi has joined them, and that's cool. So. Yeah, that's.
You asked me about Japanese developers. What game? Who would I want to break off?
Who would you want? Yeah, who?
I just want fucking Itagaki to finish Devil's Third. Itagaki's the guy who's responsible for Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, okay.
So I just want that to come out and just see if it's any good.
Right. What? Yeah, he left. That what's that one team? Ninja.
He left Team Ninja and Tecmo.
Team Ninja. And now
so Ninja Gaiden 3 and Dead or Alive 5 have come out since he left. So.
Okay. Finish that game.
All right.
Activision?
So, I'll go through the news in order now. So, Activision announced this week that they are stopping all of their online stores for all their rhythm games. In case anyone is curious about how those games are.
I need my DLC for Guitar Hero 3. Damn it.
I'm actually right, DJ Hero, are there some mixes I neglected to pick?
That's the thing is, keep in mind, Guitar Hero and Band Hero are bullshit, but DJ Hero is fantastic. And eventually you're not going to be able to buy any of them. And it's not just like they're going to stop supporting it, it's just you can't buy them anymore. They'll be gone.
Okay, so let's see. We got some David Guetta, Eminem, Darude. Alright, I'm not really seeing anything essential.
Why were those the essential ones?
I think I actually bought
all your Guitar Hero,
versus
all your
Dead
DJ Hero, all your Band Hero. March 31st is the last day you're going to be able to pick those up if you need it. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a public service announcement of what the Hero games are currently doing.
Ghostbusters. Oh no, that's Rock Band, wasn't it? Lego Rock Band had Ghostbusters in it?
Yes.
Okay. So
and that DLC store is still active as far as I'm aware of.
It is still active. I understand as licenses are running out, they're renewing some and they're renewing others, so that one's kind of slowly dying.
With the ring. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The next one, which was kind of interesting, is the next two Assassin's Creeds kind of got leaked. The major one is that the big fall one for this year, codenamed Unity, so Assassin's Creed Unity, is set in 18th century Paris.
Okay. That's right around that revolution that happened. So it seems like a good time. I bet the Bastille will factor in. Cool.
I'm trying to see what... Because I didn't read this full article. I'm trying to see what the second one is. Second game, possibly codenamed Comet, which is coming on the older consoles, so I guess Unity is the newer ones. And I'm not going to read any more of this on the air. Anyway.
Okay. Jade Raymond said the French Revolution is dope, essentially. I paraphrased that.
So guess what? Yeah, more Assassin's Creed. Big surprise.
Oh, what?
In fact, two of them.
There's going to be another case of like a handheld one and then like a proper one, and then the handheld one goes on the consoles for no reason.
Gets HD-ified, and yeah, probably.
Who knows?
Cool.
This next story is Nathan's.
Yeah, this caught my eye as just being like, oh, weird. Brian Michael Bendis, dude who kind of made Ultimate Spider-Man and such, like big comic writer for a long time. He has an original series called Powers, which a friend of mine is a big fan of, so I've kind of been aware of this for a while, that it was being pitched around as a TV thing. Apparently FX, the network, passed on it like 2 years ago, and that was the last...
Hang on. Is that a Rock Band guitar behind you?
What?
Like we were just...
It's right there.
What is that even doing out? What are you, like, are you playing Rock Band?
No, dude, that's in a box of stuff to get rid of. So,
yeah, like, mine's just off camera, so...
Mine's in, like, a basement, I think.
Yeah, no, that box has my drums and stuff in it,
I just noticed, like, were you playing Rock Band? Like, who what
does
year is it?
Rock Band, like, 3 weeks ago, I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
A friend invited me over to play it. I'm like, alright. Haven't done this in years.
Exactly. Like, I feel like the only Rock Band going on nowadays is, hey, remember Rock Band? As opposed to, like, no, guys, I'm still playing it, like, weekly. You guys want to join me this week?
Yeah, no.
Like,
that is a reject box, so, yeah. But hey, speaking of the Brian Michael Bendis, Powers is coming to PlayStation Network. is the end of that. I guess they're looking into more original programming that isn't the tester. So.
Oh wow!
So wait, this is a comic series, so it's coming as a show
to like
PlayStation Network?
Yeah, and it's like crimes centered around people with weird powers. So kind of a procedural noir thing, which could be okay, I guess.
Rest in peace, the tester. Never forget.
Yeah. I guess the news to me really was just like, oh, Microsoft and Sony are apparently pursuing original content, kind of like Netflix has been doing. So like online.
What's Microsoft doing?
I don't know. Like they were kind of doing some weird stuff with James Gunn like years ago that were kind of like just failed pilot project type stuff. But I guess they have a new initiative too. They were mentioned in this Polygon article as like Microsoft is doing this too, but they don't have like a show I can pin that on. So I'm not sure what they're working on. But I guess, yeah, internet shows that's happening. And I don't know, maybe it'll be good. Okay, the next one you had was Xbox.
Yeah, the next ones are mine, so yeah. Xbox rewards, they're looking into doing, like, rewarding good behavior. So I guess if you get a whole bunch of, like, 5-star reviews on your account, you can actually get some stuff.
They're kind of not saying what stuff yet, though. They're brainstorming.
They haven't said anything, when it would be, how it would work exactly, but just... You know, I guess that's good to give rewards as opposed to just punish people. Like, you know, to look at it from the other angle. So, as someone who plays well, maybe I'll get something. Who knows? Where's all my prizes for my gamer score? I'm looking for that.
They did that like one time, and it was
and that was before I had an Xbox 360. So, like, come on, guys! I spent a lot of time there. I deserve something for it. All right, I did not enjoy open season, but I played it. A lot.
If I recall correctly, like Contra on Xbox Live Arcade was one of the prizes.
Okay.
You guys remember this?
It was just like a free game.
That was before me.
I think it's if you earn 10,000 points within a month or something crazy. But yeah.
Okay, so arguably the second biggest news after the rhythm game stuff. Project Morpheus was announced at GDC, which is Sony's VR goggles.
So the VR battle is heating up.
It is. Well, the battle has begun. It seems now.
Yeah. Which I guess I just assumed like, oh, Oculus is the thing doing that, but I guess it's like, hey, we're gonna build our own. We don't need you guys. Screw you.
I'm kind of of two minds with it. One is it's really nice and simple when there's only one device, because then I know that's the one to get, and that's the one people are making things for.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I have 3 current-gen game consoles plus a PC. Great.
I need to buy an accessory for each of them.
However, competition is good. It drives development, drives sales, so that's good as well. But anyways, yes, they announced Project Morpheus. Haven't done much. I haven't seen much into it, but a few things is I've heard it's quite lightweight and whatnot. It's going to work with the PlayStation Eye to track some head movements.
Okay.
So like tilting and whatnot. Although I think it has a gyroscope in there as well, so I'm not 100% sure why I would have to do that. I'm just seeing, because I was reading this article earlier. I know it'll pair to a DualShock and a Move controller, so if you want to play a Move game with this on. 1080p resolution. One interesting fact, only 90 degrees field of view, which I understand the Oculus was close to like 180.
Yeah, that seems kind of narrow, but...
Yeah, you know, you're getting a right angle, so... I don't know. I'm no scientist, so...
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know how things look in front of your eyes.
Guys, 180 is like perfectly flat. You're
no,
thinking
I understand
90.
that.
I'm thinking 90.
Yeah, that's 90 you're doing, Nathan.
I know, and that's
which is what the Morpheus does. Yeah. Whereas I believe the Oculus is close to 180, because you're pretty sure your vision is way bigger than 90, as we're all holding our hands up to our eyes.
And to our faces for the video, so if check it out on YouTube for the amazing
So for people at home, kind of do like a right angle with your wrists together and put them right in your eyes.
Around your nose.
And that's kind of what you're looking at. Yeah.
That's what the Morpheus is going to be like, so get ready.
My God.
Yep. GDC reveals. Next one, I didn't know about this, but makes sense.
I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. So Wal-Mart is they're looking into, or they're going to be doing game trade-ins. 3,100 stores nationwide, so I'm assuming it's just America at the moment. Average trade-in value is going to be $35. I don't know what that
That probably means any game that came out within the past year.
That probably means any game that came out in the last, like, 3 months, I'm going to assume. Because, like, not even GameStop does past year for everything.
I guess that's true.
Unless it's, like, a Mario game, right? So I guess, okay, interesting, considering, like, Best Buy and Future Shop, like, gave up on that for the most part, it seemed. Like, yeah, trade in your games. If you want to do that at Walmart, all of your Walmart needs.
Well, at least you can use the trade-in to buy other things in the store, right? Like, wasn't Best Buy solely for more games?
No, it was for anything. It was just credit.
Oh,
yeah. But no, you're right. You could steal someone's games, trade them in at Walmart, and then go buy food.
There's gonna be someone who does that. There's gonna be someone who does that.
And buy food, and then once you eat the food, that person can never take it back because it's inside you.
Yeah. But hey, it helped you like actually live for another week.
Yeah, like you were surviving. So
do what you have to trade in those games.
So so kids out there, if your parents are like, man, you shouldn't play games, bad for your health, tell them, well, hang on, I'm gonna trade this in, buy some milk. That's just great for my bones and teeth.
Yeah.
But you're not playing the game anymore, though.
Yeah, you're sacrificing the game.
You have to say, Mom, I need you to buy me this game so that I have a way to buy more milk. Right? Like,
I need to spend $60 so I can buy a $2 product.
I'm not getting enough calcium. Call of Duty is trying to help. And Walmart.
Yep.
It's just point A to point B to point C, okay? Map it out. Last bit of news, Flappy Bird is coming back to the App Store at some point.
What?
Yeah, I read this a while ago, actually, because it was in this big Rolling Stone interview with the guy, Dong Nguyen, who developed that. And yeah, he just kind of mentions in that giant thing that, yeah, it might come back at some point, I don't know when. So, get ready. He's also working on a game called Kitty Jetpack.
Prepare yourself. Flappy Bird returning.
Kitty Jetpack, yo.
Yeah, he's working on Kitty Jetpack.
Yep. I don't know, that guy seems like he has a good head on his shoulders, but I don't know. It's a weird thing that happened.
One thing, though,
he was like stressed out that people were ruining their lives. Like that.
Right. Apparently, he was saying in the interview, he took it down because people were losing their jobs because they're playing it. Mothers were like ignoring their kids. So when Flappy Bird does come back, he has made sure to point out there will be warnings in there to please take a break.
Yeah. That's
so. I just wanted to round of applause, humanity. You're doing great.
This is a game that takes like a minute to play a round of, if even that.
You're probably doing really good if you survived a minute.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Nintendo had stuff like that in all their games. It would just be like, hey, maybe stop playing and go outside. Not literally phrased like that, but it says take a break. So I guess he's just going to implement.
Metal Gear Solid 4, wrapping it full circle. Someone on the codec would phone you and be like, hey, you've been playing for a while.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that happened.
I did marathon that game, so I probably got that call.
I'm pretty sure the Colonel will phone you and be like, you might want to take a break. You've been playing for a while.
I think it's actually Otacon that does it. So.
Or Otacon, I will. Okay, someone phones you. So there you go. Full circle. We should just end the podcast here.
Oh, but we can't do that, Sean, because we got a whole pile of questions. Like, way too many.
All right, going to questions. Yeah, we got emails. We got questions. We got like numbers. Sales reports?
Yeah, it's like bonus news in our question section. So thanks to everybody.
There's just so much news spilled out.
Top Down Perspective on Facebook and TDP Podcast on Twitter. All of these ways to send us MPD.
All the ways of the internet. We embrace it.
I guess
I
first
embrace
off,
the
though,
future.
We have to because we're a podcast. Otherwise, we'd be on the radio.
Yeah, we have already embraced the digital future. It'd be great if we had a radio show, though. Wouldn't that be cool? It was like, hey, we could also report traffic.
Would that really be great? Because I don't.
I'll let you know. And on a secret, if you want, we can report traffic on this podcast.
No way.
Well, it's by the time anyone hears it.
Well, like, hey, we're live, dude. We're live. What are you talking about? We're live. We're embracing the future.
I guess you're right. In the same fleeting way, radio is relevant.
I'm not sure if you noticed, Nathan, but people can hear us right now and see us.
So there are dozens of people watching right now. We could do live.
And they need to know, how's the street? What's up on the street?
The street. How is the street?
That's the name of the segment. Hey, Nathan, how's the street?
I'm told the street is icy today.
All right, and we'll check in next week with Nathan on how's the street.
All right.
Can we actually make this a segment?
I'm game for like, hey, this is what I heard. I didn't actually drive. Cody.
So wait, hang on.
What?
Our traffic section is just secondhand news.
Yeah, it's like if Brittany's home from work, it's like, hey, how were the streets today? And then I'll get a report.
Nathan, how's the street? Someone told me it's icy.
I didn't. I took their advice and didn't go out there.
I wouldn't argue against it. Like, it could be. And that was how's the street, Nathan. Nathan, how's the street? Cody writes in.
Cody does write in.
This is 2 questions, but they are related. What types of video game memorabilia do you guys usually collect, and how do people respond to your nerd cave? Looking at you, John.
Okay. I'm looking at John as well.
I can't look at me. I don't have a mirror. I can. Here's my reflection. Nope. I look mildly bemused.
Is there specific memorabilia you find yourself drawn to at like trade shows and stuff? You're just like, oh, I need this. I need these.
I look at like a lot of posters and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Posters are cool. Yeah, I have a lot of posters. I've kind of definitely slowed down on posters as I've started moving a lot. The only thing I'm really into, because I'm not really into the figures too much, but if there's just not necessarily older games, but just like interesting games that I've always wanted to have, I'll grab those for the most part.
Yeah, like I'll keep buying carts and stuff, but those are just acquiring more games. I'm trying to think if there's
right,
like,
but I'm not saying I buy carts because it's like, oh man, I love collecting the old games. It's more like, oh sweet, I finally found this copy of Final Fantasy VI on the GBA that I've been looking for.
Okay.
However, when I went to Japan, I was just kind of buying weird stuff I know we didn't have in the States, like a Wonder Swan. So that was fantastic.
John, what you holding? Or what was that?
What?
Oh, it's old. Never mind. I'm watching the YouTube feed, so it was like you were holding a cart.
I'm holding my 3DS.
Oh, okay. Memorabilia. Game systems.
I have memorabilia here, to be fair.
Do you have memorabilia game systems? Like, it's just like, hey, this is a GBA that is Pokemon themed. So
I actually do have the NES themed GBA.
Okay.
Or GBA SP, I should say.
Zelda DS.
Yeah, I have my Zelda DS Lite.
Okay. But,
And then I have this controller. It's silver.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How do people respond to nerd caves? I don't know. We don't. Okay, I guess we don't have company over that often, but when we do,
usually I'll show you mine if you show me yours. What's up?
It's just kind of all around the room. So
that's very creepy, actually.
I'm trying to think. What's my nerd cave? My nerd cave is probably, I don't know. I play most of my games in like an office looking room with like.
See, I don't call it a nerd cave. I call it my apartment.
Yeah, that's just there's an asteroid machine there, isn't that?
Guys, I told you, stop referring to it as the nerd cave. Okay, it's where I live. Shut up,
I don't live in a cave.
There's a giant pokey head on the table, like whatever.
It's on top of the asteroid machine now, and there's a sombrero on top of the pinball machine. So.
All right.
Mom, it's not weird. It's my house. Okay,
yeah.
It's my bedroom and my kitchen.
It is kind of core. Now I'm looking over there, like Godzilla's in the kitchen, and like it's just all around. Doesn't. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, there's a transformer.
Most of my nerd stuff is restricted to like a shelving unit, like a long shelving unit. So I don't really think I have much of a cave either.
To be fair, like like he says, like how do people react to like the place, and like most people who see my apartment are people who are like-minded anyway, so they would like this kind of stuff. So. Yeah,
it's just like, oh yeah, this makes sense. This fits. Like, you're not blown away, but it's like, what? You have video game stuff?
Yeah.
I guess, Sean, I would say, like, the most thing, like, you have all those Nintendo Power posters, like, at your house.
Right, but again, that's, like, my parents' house, and, like, how often am I there anymore?
So. I guess so. It's just, like, you know...
In the past, sure. Like, again, I used to be way into posters, but I move around so much now, I just don't collect them as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, okay, that's Cody's question. Now it's on to the crazy... Matthew, what do you think of February's MPD numbers? For reference, I posted some noteworthy ones, and then there's a giant list So, okay, let's look at this
We're
list.
just taking it at face value. Hopefully you're not lying.
Yeah, hopefully Matthew's telling the truth here. We're looking at his kind of highlights of the MPD numbers. I didn't think those were readily available anymore, but cool. I'm happy about this. Things that are standing out to me, Wii U, 82,000 units, which is less than the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, and pretty much everything, except the Vita, which 24,000. So, wow.
In fact, it's less than Bravely Default.
Yeah, which 3DS
slight price difference between those two.
That's true. 200,000 total, like 160,000 retail units, 40,000 digital downloads of Bravely Default. So that's solid. That seems like a good launch. 200,000 in February.
Yeah, that was within the first 3 weeks. So.
Oh, Tropical Freeze, 130,000. That's okay, I guess.
I feel like they probably wish that did better, but I mean, there's only so many systems out there.
But hey, that's like 10 times as many as Danganronpa. So, Trigger Happy Havoc, which we both have, so that's 2 of the sales right here.
There you go.
Yeah,
he has Plants vs. Zombies, 120,000. I'm assuming that's Garden Warfare?
Probably Garden Warfare.
Yeah, it should be Garden Warfare. That's the month that came out.
Isn't that only out on Xbox One?
No, 360 as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right, that's true, but it just came out on 360. I don't think back in February it was out on 360.
Oh, it's probably also on PC then in that case.
Lord of Shadow 2, only 55,000. Less than, maybe. So, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of sad and, kind of cool in some spots. Oh, what's this? LTD.
Lifetime to date.
Oh, yeah, Tearaway, only 57,000 ever. Kind of makes sense.
Monster Hunter 3
I do want to buy that
only 97, but like 3DS at 240. That seems crazy.
Well, there's a lot more 3DSs out there.
Well, thanks for the info, Matthew. I don't know what to think exactly. Like, oh, cool, interesting.
Well, at least almost 100,000 copies of Rayman Legends for Wii U were sold.
That's cool.
Okay.
All right, Daniel writes in with a few. He says, hello there, first heard of you guys, blah, 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 blah. To Nathan and Sean, are there any current non-gaming media you are investing time in right now? We're both into movies quite a bit.
Yeah, movies and a lot of TV shows lately. Like, just...
I do a little bit of TV. I read comics. I read the weekly comics and stuff. I'm into comics quite a bit.
Yo, that's Sopranos. You heard of that one? I'm watching that. I kind of want the PS2 game now, but okay, anyway, move on.
Question to John.
Yeah.
When are you going to upload the finale to your co-op Double Dragon 2 LP?
That goes up after the next episode of Superman.
Okay. Also, you need to hit up Twitch about the past broadcast video from your last Subscribers Night stream. Then there's a link. The last 34 minutes don't load, and he gets an error message, although he's not a member of Twitch TV.
That shouldn't make a difference. I'll check into it. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I think Twitch loses the connections on those. Sometimes they come back.
All right.
4 minutes.
And then there was another question on our Facebook, although it was the same name, so I'm assuming it's the same guy unless there's 2 people, but either way, I'll just say ask it now.
So this is a different Daniel, potentially.
Potentially, but I think it's the same one.
Okay.
Don't know if you found out about this already, but Ultra Street Fighter 4 Decapre reveal, dick move by Capcom? I guess John's probably the only one who knows about this, right?
Yep. Storyline-wise, the character makes sense, but for anyone who's just casually like looking at it, it's basically a supervillain version of Cammy.
Okay.
So she's wearing like a mask. She has 2 blonde ponytails instead of 1.
Is this a new character?
It's not really. This is a character that's technically been around since Street Fighter Alpha 3, but this is the first time she was playable. The problem is
this is a lazy way to do this character or something?
Yes, that's what pretty much everyone's upset about.
Oh, okay.
We had a similar question from another person, and they also brought up it's similar to Vega.
Yeah, because it's...
Is that true? Cammy Vega or something?
Cammy with a mask and has like laser claws.
Okay, I don't know any of these.
I haven't watched the footage of it.
Cammy,
Apparently she plays differently, but she looks similar. So that's, I think, another reason people are upset about. So.
Okay. Do you consider it to be a dick move by Capcom?
I knew of the character's existence before because like she's been around technically since Street Fighter Alpha 3, and I heard rumors that it was going to be one of the doll characters, which means there was like 12 characters to choose from. I just find it weird they choose the character that literally looks like another character that's been in the series for years.
Okay.
I don't know. I wish they had made a new character instead of just pulling someone from old lore, but what are you gonna do?
Not try it. That's
I guess
too.
the most extreme thing you could do.
Yeah, because the four characters they're adding have already been in other 2D fighting games like Street Fighter versus Tekken.
All right. Andrew writes in with a bunch of questions. First one is, when any of you get around to playing Danganronpa, are you going to watch the anime that aired last summer? From what I understand, it's really close to the game, although he hasn't played the game himself, so he can't confirm. But he does know that the anime is very enjoyable.
If it's too similar a story, like I did start dabbling in Danganronpa, and I think it would just kind of be lower on my list of animes to watch just based on the subject matter. Like
I was trying to think of this like if there was a 999 anime, even if it was similar, I'd probably watch it.
I don't know. Like I kind of like experiencing them that way, so I'm not sure if it would translate exactly, but like even stuff I'm sort of interested in. Like I know there's a Phoenix Wright movie and like Professor Layton stuff. I haven't really sought out
the Professor Layton movie. Yeah.
Is it awesome? Like, should I watch it?
It's so long since I've seen it, I can't really remember.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna say not super likely, but I guess I could look into it. If I at the end of Danganronpa, I'm like, man, that was actually really fun. Maybe, but
that reminds me, I watched that Animal Crossing movie last fall.
There was an Animal Crossing movie?
Yeah, I remember we talked about it on this, but I brought it up. But yeah, I watched that.
Did you ever watch the Layton one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just
years ago.
Just came up.
There's a Tales of Vesperia movie I need to watch. There's a Mass Effect movie, isn't there?
There is. Yeah, there's like 3 Dead Space ones.
Yeah, no, that's right. In fact, I own one of the Dead Space ones in the when Rogers Video was going under. I got it for like $1.
Yeah, no, I was reminded of the Mass Effect one kind of recently, and was thinking about picking it up, but yeah, it's like an anime of some kind. It's like I don't know if it's short stories or if it's like just a 90-minute movie, but yeah. Anyway, I'll take question 2 here. I've been debating whether or not to get a Vita or 3DS since I haven't had a new portable system since the GBA SP, which is sitting on top of my PS1 unused with some Game Boy Color Zelda game in it. Okay. Both systems have good games I want to play really bad, but I probably won't have the money for the other one after buying one of them. So I guess Vita or 3DS.
I was thinking about this. I would say the 3DS because it has way more games I like, and you get the DS library.
Okay.
Again, and it's cheaper than the Vita. However, if you have like no money after getting the system, but if you could get PlayStation Plus, then you have a year of getting a few games every month, or getting a few games.
Of the AAA titles for the Vita are available on that. Like
right, and the Vita doesn't get as many new of the PlayStation Plus games, but I could say you'd probably get like maybe one every 2 months for the Vita. So 6. But
and discounts on stuff with Plus as well, so it's kind of a nice
kind of a nice.
A lot of cool indie games on there too.
But even with that said, though, the games on the 3DS I like more than the games on the Vita, and because you also get those DS games, and like the DS/3DS is like my favorite system. So
I guess personally, I'd probably go Vita just because I spend more time with it. Like I just have been going back to it more just because of that big library of stuff, but also like. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's some cool stuff that's exclusive to there. Like, Ollie Ollie is really good. I guess it's coming to other things soon. But, I don't know. Yeah, Luminous, dude. It's awesome.
Personally, out of the 2, I play my 3DS the most. They both have their strengths and weaknesses. They both have classic games from older consoles. Like, there's PS1 games on the Vita. There's NES and Game Boy games on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
Soon to be Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. No, that's the Wii U that's getting that for some weird reason.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
I think there's more good games right now on the 3DS, but the Vita has a bunch of good games. And they're almost about the same price console-wise.
Man, actually, now I'm thinking, though, like, I'm just kind of rolling in the fact that I already bought a 32-gig card, which was, like, another $80.
I think those actually went down in price. I think they realized how stupid that was.
I remember them announcing though, but it was like a $20 cut, and you would have to get a card unless he could get like a bundle, but I again, like the Vita is an expensive one because we're recommending you getting PlayStation Plus, which is like $60 there.
Yeah.
I feel like if you just got like a 3DS and then a bunch of like DS games, you'd get so much more.
Yeah.
Not even 3DS games, just a bunch of cheaper DS games because there's a lot of great DS games. And then,
now that I'm kind of over the hill,
yeah,
it's kind of easy to recommend it, but it was kind of expensive.
The 3DS comes with a memory card.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it's only like 2 or 4 gigs. You fill that up pretty fast.
Well, regardless,
but again, DS games don't need a memory card. Just 3DS games sometimes do.
All right, so it sounds like we're going 3DS on that. 2 to 3 say that without reservation. 1 has an asterisk next to a Vita recommendation, so yeah, probably go with the 3DS. Have any of you played the Hyperdimension Neptunia games?
No.
No, I know of them, but I've never played them. These are the RPGs where all the video game consoles are anime robot women.
I don't know what this. I've never heard about this. What are these on?
PS3 for the first one. Second one, I think, is either PSP or Vita. I think it's PSP.
That's okay. I need to look into this.
There's Hyperdimension Neptunia and then Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II or something like that. The first game, the characters are the main character, which is the Neptunia or the Neptune. Then you also have the PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii as anthropomorphized female robot characters.
All I'm saying is, I like games. I like women. If the women are games,
if you're really lonely, then
this is maybe a good. So
the second one I remember being portable, and the DS and the PSP were characters.
Okay. Yeah, Andrew rather has been thinking about picking them up, but yeah, see if they're actually good or as dumb as the idea sounds. Okay, last question. Does someone else want to take it, or?
I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Once I bring it back up. The question 4 on the list here, yeah. What was so bad about Tales of Symphonia 2? I liked it and had lots of fun with it. Then again, I honestly like Star Wars Episode 1 and Indiana Jones 4. Maybe I just like bad things.
First off, yes, you do like bad things. Yep.
They're alright. Qualified.
What?
Crystal Skull I saw a lot of times. I don't hate it, but...
Oh my god, what are you talking about?
It's like dumb, but it's trying to be.
Okay. That movie is terrible.
Aliens are cool, so...
Shia LaBeouf swinging through the vines with the monkeys.
I laughed at that, so maybe...
Then you're a bad person. You're a bad person.
No, because it was stupid, you know?
But not in a good way.
I guess not. It had moments in it. I don't know.
No, of bullshit.
Ray Winstone is terrible in that movie. I agree, but okay, whatever. Tales of Symphonia 2.
I own Tales of Symphonia 2. I have not played it.
Okay. Was it supposed to be outright bad, or just kind of people weren't super stoked?
I remember getting like 60 kind of on Metacritic or something like that.
It was on the Wii. I think I was told the characters weren't as memorable. The controls, I heard, were a little bit weird, but not too bad. I just remember hearing, like, originally when it was released in Japan, it was incredibly buggy, like crashing buggy.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how the release we got in North America was. I honestly didn't play it either. I have it. Don't play it. I even have the HD collection, so I haven't touched it.
Wasn't it kind of like using a lot of the same areas from the first one?
Well, I mean, a lot of those characters return at some point, but like the characters you play as, I believe, are not
the same core crew.
Yeah, like I know, like the primary characters, the primary 2 characters are new characters, but I know that like Lloyd and everyone else makes an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it starts off with like Lloyd is a bad guy now, and that's how it starts. Because again, I've maybe played like 30 minutes of that game.
So it just didn't pull you in for some reason?
No, I think it was just other stuff was coming out, and I just jumped on that as opposed to another major RPG.
Okay. So what was so bad about it? I don't really know.
Yeah,
I thought it was the repetition of areas or something, but people have different opinions on that.
Juker has more info on Neptunia. All 3 games are on the PS3, John, but are getting remakes on Vita, and the main character in Sega's Sega's canceled console, the Sega Neptune, sequel to the Sega Saturn, but yes, the Sisters and 2 are portable consoles.
Weird.
There you go.
David writes in, "Hey guys, it's Comet. Towerfall Ascension recently came out on Steam, but has no online multiplayer, only local. I bought it anyways, but others are upset. What are your thoughts?
I wish it had online multiplayer, but considering how like precise the controls have to be on that game, I can understand why he didn't do it.
Yeah, and I felt like they kind of made it up a little better than some of the other games with like a decent amount of single player stuff to do. So yeah, I feel fine about it too. It's kind of weird as like a trend of like local multi, but that can be fun. So if you can make that happen, that's the way to go. Sean, you want to read like Mario's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys ever heard, or have you guys heard that YouTube is hiring super flaggers to monitor videos on YouTube? Some of these super flaggers are government officials. Nope. John?
What? No, this is news to me.
All right,
is this like for copyright stuff or something, or?
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I thought all that was automated. I have no idea.
So have you guys heard? No, we didn't. But thanks for letting us know.
Yep.
Junkie GS. Yeah, question. Okay.
Sean, can you ask your roommate to play the TDP intro song on the piano? I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
And are any of you going to PAX East? I'm not.
I am.
Okay.
John, you have a panel, don't you?
Yeah, we got a panel on Saturday. So.
When is it? Plug your panel.
Saturday at 3 in the ARC Theater, I think is which one it is.
Isn't that real?
I think it's erected. What's happening at your panel? What are you doing?
We're doing throwing controllers again, so we're doing the game show where we have people come up and show how bad they are.
Breaks every time?
Yeah, exactly. That's the one.
Is it the same old, or I shouldn't say old, but the same questions, or do you have to like remake that game again?
Oh, like I add new questions every year.
Okay. Because I just remember you having like really hard time with it, so is it going to be like an equally hard time, or have you streamlined the update process?
Oh no, the update process is super streamlined, but I add like new question types every time. So.
Okay, so it's gonna be less stressful.
Yeah, hopefully. I think I need to do some other updates on it. Otherwise, I'm gonna give it a new fresh coat of paint.
And just bring a ton of backup cables. I remember that being an issue as well.
Yeah, I started doing that last year.
Okay, cool.
I just remember the one I went to. Someone didn't know who Dr. Wily was, and it was amazing. So. Good times can happen, and if you're going to PAX East.
PAX East. Last time we did it. Oh right, because Sean, you're probably thinking of when we did it at Prime. Yeah, no, last time we ran it at East, like it went like super smooth, for the most part.
I remember hearing of a few times you've tried running it and it's gone bad or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much every time we run it, like something goes wrong, but for the most part, like the last run was the smoothest. So.
I remember when I went to your panel, I had just gone to the free Ubisoft lunch and gotten a chicken sandwich and some spicy coleslaw, and then I ran all the way to get in line at your panel. As soon as I got in line, I dropped the chicken sandwich on the ground, and I didn't get to have any of it. And that sucked.
That's rough. But you still got that coleslaw, right?
No, the coleslaw fell. The whole thing fell. I got it on my pants. I got it on the floor, and I was just like, oh, man.
And then you got me to sign my own video game.
Yeah, so I guess that made up.
Thanks for that, by the way.
On the internet.
All right. Brandon writes, Hey guys, I'm a little scared about heading into college a few months from now. Any day one tips or advice in general? Well, I know my university had like an orientation week like beforehand. If you're like on campus and stuff, maybe just for new students, so you can go there early or like meet people. That might be something worth doing. Other freshmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that my first year, and I met a bunch of friends that way. So.
Yeah, I did not do that on purpose because I didn't care.
I guess look into clubs maybe if you're wanting to meet people.
In fact, I was at PAX during orientation week, and I showed up to school the night before my first class. So
that's the way to go.
That's a way to do it if you want.
Clubs though? Did you guys ever do club stuff? I kind of gotten some clubs. Okay.
Yeah. One thing I would say is, at least in my school, you were forced to get a gym membership, so I went to the gym every day. And that was great.
We weren't forced to get one at my school. It was that they gave you a free one.
Oh man, okay.
But did you have to pay for it though?
Well, by like it was part of your ID card, so technically.
Because I had to pay for like at my school there's like a number of things that are just like school fees, like library fee.
Yeah, no, okay. Like in that case, if you're counting it like that, then yes, we were forced to get a gym membership as well.
Yes, that's what. Yeah.
Now I'm just having flashbacks to like the favorite thing I like to do between classes is basically you just get your iPod, right? You load it up with a bunch of cool electronic music, and then you just walk all around the campus. And it's usually, I don't know which college you're looking into, but it's like a cool setting for weird, just background stuff to you walking. And then you familiarize yourself with the campus, and you get to feel like you're in a music video. It's awesome. So, there you go. Cool tip for cool kids going to college. Listen to Tom Cruise all the time and walk around. It's fun. He has a new album out, so...
The clubs is probably a great thing. Look into those clubs during the club week.
Oh, man. This is a great pairing of people. Like, regular Brandon has also sent us something.
Yes.
Is it the same guy? For those who play Bravely Default...
The first one was Brandon. This one
is... my bad, yeah.
Okay. For those who played Bravely Default, that's you two guys. Thoughts on the mid-game difficulty spike? Seriously, like, what the hell?
Yup.
There's a lot of things where all I need to say is seriously, what the hell?
Man.
We'll talk more about this on the spoiler cast that is forthcoming.
Yep.
All I can say is, yup.
All right, so commiserating there. And last bit of questions from Allison. Where can I find a copy of Ghost Trick? I heard that game is awesome. That's true.
iOS.
If you have iOS, yeah. Otherwise, I believe you can still order the game off the Capcom store online.
I was looking at Amazon
has
too.
It, but the cheapest would be iOS.
Yeah, easily cheapest is iOS. Wasn't it on sale like a month ago?
I remember there was one point. I don't think it was a month ago. A little further back than that, but it was like $1 or something, and it was just like that's incredible. So, but yeah, no, that game. I think that game in normal price is somewhere around $5 to $10 for everything on iOS. So it's easily half the price you'll get it anywhere else.
Yeah, like I was looking on Amazon, it was like $16, but it was some weird like Hit Gaming Inc. or something, so it was like $8 shipping. So yeah.
Oh, but again, if you don't have an iOS device, then yeah, Amazon or the Capcom thing, obviously.
Yeah, it's still readily available. And then hey, if you search Ghost Trick, right under it is $9.99 for weird reasons. At least on my profile. Maybe Amazon knows me.
That's because Amazon knows you.
Okay. And last question. I recently got One Piece Romance Dawn. I am enjoying it because it's One Piece. Do you guys ever play video games based on shows?
I mentioned it earlier. I played through that open season game.
Yeah, based on movies.
Yeah. And Surf's Up and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, that's a show. So that's one right there.
Viva Pinata 2. Those games are awesome.
Yeah, but the show came after.
That show was good too. It didn't come after the second game.
That's true. Viva Pinata, the show, and the game were synced up.
Trouble's Paradise.
Did you ever watch that? I actually watched some of it.
I'm saying I kind of liked that show.
Yeah. Horstachio.
Yeah. Fudge Hog.
Man, I'm trying to think if there's any like prominent TV show based. Like there's an Alias game. Remember? X-Files.
VIP.
I guess I was just saying, honestly, like I'm going to probably play The Sopranos: Road to Respect
Why?
Because I like the show. I want to see what happened. So I'll check it out. This sounds.
I guess the thought did cross my mind of playing 24. So
yeah, it's like I recently just substitute in. I recently got The Sopranos: Road to Respect. I'm enjoying it because it's The Sopranos. Like that.
Now that you're mentioning live action stuff, I played through the Lost game as well as Jumper.
I did too. That Lost game. The voice acting on Locke was so bad. It was. Oh man. They got like voice sound-alikes, but not good enough. So, yeah, that was a TV show, and I was not enjoying it.
I'm surprised that got made. Like, holy smokes!
It was supposed to be canonical at some point, but
no, I think it is technically canonical because it all takes place like behind the scenes.
And like, it kind of made sense that you were another person on the plane because there's a bunch of like throwaway characters in that show.
Yeah.
That are just like other survivors that are happening in the background. So it's like, hey, you're another guy. Yeah, I totally played that game. And being in the hatch was almost kind of cool, right? There was a shark with the logo on it.
I don't remember enough about that game. You took pictures. You had a camera.
You were a photographer, yeah. So yes, I've done this before. If it's got a license, I will occasionally fall for it. Like I'll buy the 5-0 game on GBA just because.
Really?
Yeah, I bought that game. I haven't played it yet, but I bet it's amazing.
I'm sure it's not.
I guess that's the thing, though. With licensed games, you know they will never get a digital release in the future. So it's like, do you want it or not? Like, you have to buy it. So, yeah. Occasionally it works out, like that Aladdin game. And occasionally it doesn't. That Inspector Gadget game is bad.
All right.
Anyway, that's it for questions.
Games of the week. I played one game, Professor Layton.
South Park.
Oh man, I was actually kind of like, as I was enjoying more and more games this week, I was like, oh no, I'm getting in trouble. I'm probably gonna go with Luftrausers.
See, now that you've brought up Luftrausers, I feel like I'm probably gonna download it because it sounds interesting.
It's like $8 right now on Plus.
Lambeer, like, come on.
Yeah, it's just fun. Like, it's just fun to like keep doing combos and crazy stuff. It's cool. Like, Towerfall is still great, but I know I'm gonna be playing that more in the future. And Metal Gear, I talked about a lot. Like, it's kind of a qualified enjoyment. So yeah, Luftrausers, man, it's great. So yeah, and questions? Do we really say like Top Down Perspective Gmail, Top Down Perspective Facebook, TP Podcast, iTunes reviews, all that stuff?
iTunes reviews.
Yeah.
Got to beat that other game.
We got to beat all those.
You're gonna say the right game this time?
Neverwinter Nights.
No, it's not Neverwinter Nights again.
It's
RuneScape.
You got it.
Right out of the box.
Got it.
I did have to think about that. Let's beat the RuneScape podcast. Let's do it. All right, we'll be back
on top
next week. What are you guys doing this weekend? You got cool plans?
I'm gonna visit with a buddy of mine, probably watch some movies or something, and
all right,
that's all that's written in stone right now. So, yeah.
John?
I got no plans at all. It's gonna be a nice, quiet weekend, hopefully.
Cool. Budapest Hotel might happen. I don't know.
That or it's gonna be me like getting caught up on work. So.
Cool. All right, we'll be back next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.